Welcome back to NT Coins World, the ultimate hub for every coin enthusiast, collector, and treasure hunter. If you've ever wondered whether the nickels in your pocket could be more than just change, then you're in for a treat. Today's episode uncovers the value, hidden details, and collector secrets behind to modern Jefferson Nickels that are becoming increasingly important in the numismatic community. These are not just any nickels, these are the standout 5-cent pieces you need to know about. Let's dig in. The 1996 Jefferson Nickel is an underrated modern coin that holds significant interest for both casual collectors and serious numismatists. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this 5-cent piece might not appear special at first glance, but it's an essential part of the Jefferson Nickel series and has more value than meets the eye, especially for those who know what to look for. Let's start with the obverse. As always, we see the classic design by Felix Schlag, first introduced in 1938. Jefferson's left-facing profile occupies the center, showing his strong features with the phrase "In God We Trust" to the left and "Liberty" with the date 1996 to the right. The mint mark piece sits just below the date, indicating the Philadelphia Mint. In fine condition, the coin exhibits moderate wear on the high points of Jefferson's face, especially the cheekbone and jawline. Hair detail is faint, and the overall portrait has softened, but the inscriptions remain clearly legible. On the reverse, the central image of Jefferson's Monticello is as iconic as ever. E pluribus unum arches over the dome, while Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America fill out the bottom half of the coin. In fine grade, most of Monticello's detail, including the columns and steps, is partially worn or flat, but the structure remains easily identifiable and the inscriptions are intact. Now, let's dive into the mintage. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 829 million of these nickels in 1996, making it a very high mintage coin. Due to this, the 1996 Jefferson Nickel in fine condition is generally only worth face value, around 5 cents. But don't let that discourage you. High-grade examples and specific varieties are where the hidden value lies. For collectors, full steps examples are the true prize. The full steps designation refers to a sharp and complete strike on Monticello's steps, a difficult detail to achieve consistently due to die wear and production speed. A 1996 Jefferson Nickel in mint state with full steps can range in value from $10 to $50, and higher grade examples in MS66 or MS67 with full steps have been known to sell for even more. What about errors? That's where things get really exciting. The 1996 has a range of known errors that keep collectors searching through rolls. These include double die obverses, die cracks, die clashes, off-center strikes, and broad strikes. One of the most eye-catching is the off-center strike, which can show a dramatic shift in design and command anywhere from $20 to $100 depending on severity and appeal. Another error worth mentioning is the partial collar strike, where part of the rim is raised abnormally due to a misalignment during striking. While subtle, these errors are fascinating to collectors and can raise the value of the coin significantly. In terms of historical context, 1996 was a period of relative economic stability in the U.S., with steady coin production and few major design overhauls. As such, this nickel represents one of the last standard issues before the design changes of the early 2000s brought modernized faces to U.S. coinage. It's a snapshot of traditional minting, a bridge between mid-century and modern numismatics. Collectors often include the 1996 Jefferson Nickel in full date and mint mark sets. Its high mintage makes it easy to find in lower grades, but mint state coins with pristine luster, strong strike quality, and full steps detail are much more elusive and more valuable. In short, the 1996 is not just another nickel, it's a modern workhorse with hidden gems, especially for collectors with sharp eyes and a good loop. Whether you're roll hunting or grading for your set, this nickel is worth a closer look. Next, we move on to another must-know modern coin, the 1997 Jefferson Nickel, minted in Denver. This 5-cent coin continued the classic Jefferson design into the late 1990s, and although it's a newer issue, its collector value is quietly growing. Starting with the obverse, we once again see Thomas Jefferson's left-facing portrait by Felix Schlag. To the left of the image is "In God We Trust," and to the right, "Liberty 1997," with the all-important D mint mark just below the date, identifying it as a Denver minted coin. In fine condition, Jefferson's facial features are moderately worn, and the sharp details in the hair and cheek are diminished, but overall definition and legibility are intact. The reverse displays the Monticello building, Jefferson's Virginia estate. Above it is E pluribus unum, and below are Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. In circulated coins, especially those in fine condition, the steps of Monticello and the intricate lines of its structure tend to be smoothed out. Though the overall silhouette and inscriptions remain visible, the mintage for the 1997D Jefferson Nickel exceeded 800 million coins. Specifically, over 832 million were struck at the Denver Mint. Like the 1996P, this massive production number means that in fine condition, the coin generally holds face value. But as always, condition and strike quality open up doors to collector value. In higher grades, especially MS65 and above, the 1997D can be worth between $5 and $15. Coins graded MS66 with the full steps designation can command values of $25 to $50, while MS67 examples with full steps are rare and highly desirable, sometimes reaching up to $100. Depending on population reports and auction demand, let's talk about errors and varieties. The 1997D Jefferson Nickel is known to have some intriguing errors, such as die clashes, off-center strikes, and die cracks. One particularly collectible error is the broad strike, where the coin has expanded beyond its normal dimensions due to a missing collar during striking. Other known anomalies include strike-through grease errors and minor double dies. A less common but highly collectible variety is the rotated die strike, in which the reverse image is not properly aligned with the obverse. This error can occur in any denomination, but is particularly eye-catching when found on Jefferson Nickels. These errors often fetch $50 or more depending on the degree of rotation. The 1997D also represents the tail end of the traditional Schlag design era, just a few years before the Westward Journey series began in 2004. This makes it historically important, even if it's not rare in the traditional sense. For collectors focused on completing a full date and mint-marked Jefferson Nickel set, the 1997D is a required entry, and finding a top-quality example is far more challenging than one might assume. This coin is also an excellent teaching tool. For new collectors, it offers lessons in strike quality, die wear, grading, and identifying full steps. It also provides insight into the mechanical process of modern coin production, with all the imperfections and variation that come with high volume minting. Though often overlooked by casual collectors, modern nickels like the 1997D are gaining attention from numismatists who understand that today's common coin might be tomorrow's key date, especially as pristine examples become harder to find in circulation. So whether you're hunting through rolls, searching for full steps, or aiming to complete your Jefferson Nickel set, the 1997D deserves your attention. It may be modern, but it's packed with detail, history, and untapped collector potential. Thanks for tuning into NT Coins World. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1996B and 1997D Jefferson Nickels, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth coin videos, and comment below with your own coin discoveries. Remember, every coin has a story, and right here on NT Coins World, we're bringing those stories to life.